Hello, my name is Carole. Welcome to my sewing room, and this is my channel, Sew Carole. Now, this is a makes video today, and I don't think I've ever done one. I've done sort of top 5 of summer and things like that, top 5 of the year, but I've never actually done a makes video. The reason I'm doing this is because I was getting together some stuff to wear for spring, and I thought, what have I made so far? Now, unlike other vloggers and other sewists who are far more organised than me, I don't tend to keep a log of what I sew. I try to write in a diary when I've finished things, but I never keep it up. I'm so excited to always get on to finish a project and always get on to the next project. I can't even take that 2 seconds to write down what I've made or any notes on it. Very often I might write the notes on sort of the pattern envelope, but that's as far as it goes. So I thought, what have I made and does it all go together? So I had to, and I will admit, I had to go through my videos for sort of the last few months, since about March, and actually write down what I've showed you, because you can probably remember far better than me what I've actually sewn. Now, what I'm not going to do is include, I've got 13 makes here, but what I haven't included is things like a dressing gown or pyjamas or any of the craft projects. I was more interested in what spring clothes I've put together. And as you can see here, I've done a pretty good job of kind of blending them in together, but not deliberately at all, because that's me. So I've got a few patterns to share with you here. What I'm going to do is try and stand to this side, so I will hopefully put some footage up on the other side of me wearing it, but obviously I'll just chat about it as we go. So, I hope you enjoy this video, because it's been brilliant for me looking around and piecing all these things together to show you. Some of these makes were literally only done a week or so ago, so you might have only just seen a video with me showing them. But never mind, let's just put them all together as a unit and see what we think. I'm going to start with a Lutterloh project first of all, because I know a lot of you don't do Lutterloh, but that was one of the things I made this time round. And it was this sort of cross-fronted t-shirt top. Caused me a lot of issue because of, with Lutterloh, you draw out the pieces, but you have to work it out for yourself how to put it together. It was from supplement 317, and this one here, number, as you can see, number 24, that one there. So I really enjoyed making it. It caused me a bit of a nightmare, but only because I wasn't thinking properly. I would say out of all of the pieces I've made, this one is going to be what they think they call one of those orphan garments. But I do love it, and it will go with the next thing on the rail, which is the trousers. But apart from that, I certainly wouldn't take it away on holiday with me because of its restriction. But I really loved this. A bit of colour blocking. I don't often do colour blocking, so I was very happy that I made this. The next thing is these Burda trousers. I have made this pattern so many times in different stretch fabrics. It was Burda 6534. Now I know this is an impossible pattern to get your hands on now, which I always feel a bit mean every time I sew it up and show it to you, because if you like it, your chances are you won't be able to get it. But I will just say, Burda trousers are meant to be really well shaped. I have been told in the past that they really are, there's something about them, the way they draft them is really good. So I do have Burda 6432 in my pattern stash, which I have never sewn before, and I think you can still get this one, so I might give it a try. It's for stretch again, stretch wovens again, so because it is so similar, I might give it a try for you. But meanwhile, back to these Burda trousers. They're made in a kind of stretch twill. Absolutely love them. I only finished them last week. They've got the 2 back pockets, they've got this back yoke, 2 front pockets there. They're cropped, but I absolutely love them. And of course, you need a beige pair of cropped trousers in your wardrobe. I think they've been a staple for so long now. I'm just really pleased I've got them made. I did have a pair before, but they're a little bit tight on me now, but I did make them 5 years ago, so I can't be too hard on myself. But I've made those and I'm really pleased. So next up was the sweatshirt, sort of jackety cardigan kind of, yeah, I would say it's a cardi. It was Simplicity 9272, a really useful coordinates pattern to have, and obviously it's the jacket there that she's wearing there. Have made this before, this time I sized down because the other one was a bit big. In the sweatshirt it's made it quite tight, but it's fine, I don't do it buttoned up anyway. I did put these kind of tortoiseshell buttons on. I'm really pleased with this. You can see it's been worn. It really has been worn. It's been absolutely super. So that obviously, as you can see, goes with most of the things there. So I did well with that. So that's Simplicity 9272. If you watch my channel a lot, you know that I wear very practical pieces, t-shirts, trousers, shorts, that sort of thing. Jumpers. I don't often wear dresses or skirts, but I did fancy making a dress this time round because I picked up some really lovely viscose jersey. It was New Look 6301, which I have made a few times for myself and for my daughter, who's a very different kind of shape to me, and it works well for anybody, I think, really. It's a faux wrap dress, which makes it safer in a windy day, doesn't it? I really loved this, and I actually had the occasion to wear it this weekend, so I was thrilled. I did raise up the V front just by adding a little bit here. If you want to see how I did that, I will put the link to the video down below. But I'm absolutely pleased with this, and I've worn it already, so that was a win. It was so lovely having a new dress to wear at the weekend. Always a winner for me. New Look 6301. Next up we have a sleeveless blouse, and this is the first time I've sewn this pattern for myself. New Look 6197, such a favourite for like a holiday shirt or a camp shirt as they call it in America. I've made this for my husband, I don't know, 6 times. I've never made it for myself though, and I really wanted to have a go because I picked up some white embroidery unglaze. So here it is. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. You could kind of wear it, it's got the scoop bottom, but you could kind of wear it tied up if you wanted. But going forward, I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this in the warmer weather. Always a winner. The only changes I made was I reduced the pointy bit on the collar by a little bit, and all I do is trim sort of 1 centimetre from the top of the pattern piece. It wasn't rocket science, but yeah, really pleased with that. Oh, I must say, I nearly forgot I did this. I actually did cover buttons for this one because I just didn't think plain white buttons, white is never white, is it, against another white? So I just went ahead and did cover buttons on this one just to make it sort of tie in a bit better. But that was New Look 6197. Now, I'm holding up one of my favourites, aren't I? New Look 6216. I always get these two patterns muddled up, 6216 and 6217, because they are my favourites. Now, these two tops were featured in my video series, I Can Sew That. The first one was copied the inspiration, and because I loved it so much, I went on and did a second one. So the basis of the top I'm going to show you was this one, and then I just added a tie at the bottom. Again, for that I will put the link down to the video below rather than explain it to you. But the first one I did was this white one. I have worn this so much. I absolutely love it. I do wear like a cami underneath it, I will admit, because I'm just always scared of something showing through. I put this embroidery unglaze jersey on the top and just a viscose jersey on the bottom, and then added the tie. This is a single layer tie because it was white. I wasn't going to have an issue with the sort of the reverse side showing, so that's I just love this so much. Because I loved it so much and the changes I made to it, I mean obviously it's only splitting the pattern and adding the tie, I had another lovely flowery piece of viscose jersey, so I had to go on and make a second. Obviously it's not got the split, it's just all in one with the tie at the bottom. Again, I have worn this so much. It's such a pretty spring top. This one, this time round, I doubled over the tie pieces. So as you can see there, so when you tie them together, you didn't see the underside of the fabric, but that's all I did to make it a little bit different. But so that was 2 t-shirts kind of made from New Look 6216. So I talked about my one favourite. This is my second favourite, isn't it? Because this pattern 6217, this basis of this top, predominantly for wovens, but I make it in woven and I make it in a knit. For the woven I make slightly bigger, and the knit I just cut it as it is. It's got a keyhole opening in the back, which I never do. The neck is quite wide. I do, like on the other one actually, 6216, I pinch in that bit there of the neckband before I sew it, just to bring it in and stop it falling off my shoulders. But this also featured in my I Can Sew That video this time around with some inspiration, kind of a boho looking t-shirt. I'll show you the plain one first. So that was in this pink kind of linen mix slub sort of, I can't remember what it was called, it's like a linen jersey. Beautiful, lightweight. So that you can see really is exactly as it is, a very basic top. Because it was so drapey, the back drooped down a bit, so I did put in a centre seam back in when it didn't. I took it out and then I put it back in again, but obviously not the opening. Pinched in, as I said here, and I absolutely love this. Lovely lightweight top, which is what I was looking for. So that was the basic one, and this one was the one that I jazzed up kind of to follow some inspiration. So it was just a blue cotton jersey, kind of a marl jersey, and I added all this embroidery. These 3 flowers here were machine embroidered, but the rest, the little flowers, obviously all the blanket stitch and all the stitching here was all done by hand and took me forever. I'm really glad I did it, but I probably wouldn't rush to do it again in a hurry. My hands ached so much for days and days and days after where I was holding something in a certain way for so long. Oh well, never mind, it was worth the pain. So there we go. So that was New Look 6217, kind of 2 different ways, but it just shows you a simple basic pattern like this one and the other one. You can switch it up however you want. You can add stuff, you can add, this one I added a placket down the front. Absolutely love doing that. You can add bands, you can change it how you want. You can change the bottom so it's not scooped. Just have fun with basic patterns. So the next 2 are the Arc Maddison tops. I had such fun making these. The first one I did exactly as it shows here, with the stripes going lengthwise down the sleeve. It's a very oversized top. All Arc patterns for me seem to be oversized, so I do go down 2 sizes, but it was a really good top. So this was the first one I made. Cut correctly with the sleeves, the stripes going longwise. The funny thing is, with me, I sew stuff and I wear it, and the reality is this is literally just come out of the washing machine and is soaking wet, and when I finish doing this video it's going to go on the line, because the chances of me having all these things clean and ready to show you without being worn was so slim. I only had one that was just out of the washing machine, so I thought now's the chance to film this, because I really do wear what I sew. I don't just sew for fun. I sew for things I want to wear. So as I said, this is dripping wet, so I won't be trying it on. But yeah, that was how I wanted it to be. And then I went on to make another out of a navy and white fabric with these lovely lemons. Wasn't concentrated, cut it all wrong, but actually it doesn't matter. It came out well in the end anyway. All I did was switch up the way the cuffs were, and I really, really love this. It's got a super deep hem, kind of a cocoon shape, which is wonderful. So that was the second one that I've only just made, and I've worn it all weekend, so I'm very happy with that. I did make another kind of t-shirt, but I cannot find it anywhere, so I know where it'll be. It'll be down at our holiday home, because I do keep a supply of clothes down there, and I think it must have just been left there. That was McCalls 7322. I wasn't a massive fan of this pattern because it says it's learn to sew, or learn to sew, designed for the beginner. It was so complicated to make up, but I gave up with the instructions because I've sewn so many t-shirts, it didn't matter anyway. But I think if you were a beginner, this made everything so much trickier than it needed to be. It's kind of designed for wovens and knits, but the instructions all lent it to wovens rather than knits. So it was a lovely stripy top, and hopefully I've got some footage for you, or just a photo. It came out beautifully, but sorry I haven't got it to show you, but I think I know where it is. And the very last piece I have to show you was Simplicity 1499. Yep, it is 1499, ignore the display number on there. This was out of this really lightweight quilted fabric that I've got. I had so much fun making this. I really liked it. It is lightweight, it's got the zip, you've got the binding around the outside, and you've got the pockets here. Such a good layering piece, and it actually goes really well with a lot of the stuff that I made. Not that I made it deliberately at all, I just fell in love with this pink colour. So yeah, that was kind of a final piece I've found and kind of put together to show you. So to summarise what I've kind of made since about the beginning of March, it sums up my lifestyle completely, because I made 8 t-shirts, 1 gilet, 1 pair of trousers, 1 dress, 1 blouse and 1 cardi. I wear a lot of t-shirts, and I think, as you can see, 8 t-shirts was about right for me in a couple of months. I do love making t-shirts. It's the thing that's so quick and so rewarding. Also, before the spring, I had cleared out a lot of my t-shirts from last year and the last few years, because they were getting tighter and tighter on me. And I find now I like the kind of grown on sort of cap sleeve rather than a fitted t-shirt. So that is what I've made. Not all of what I made, obviously, as I said, but what I really wanted to show you. So I hope you've really enjoyed this video. Maybe it's given you some inspiration. What do I need any more t-shirts? Probably not, but I know I'll still go on and make some. I think the best thing for me is a lot of fabric I have bought this spring I've sewn up, so that's a great win. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've made some wonderful things this year so far. Please join me again for #FridaySews or Fabric Wheel of Fate, or any other videos, or any other reason I seem to be standing chatting in my room to you. See you soon. Have a wonderful week ahead, and thank you so much for your time and watching. Goodbye for now.